In the ever-evolving landscape of global politics and economics, few regions have captured as much attention as Taiwan. The island has become a focal point of international intrigue and tension, particularly as the world watches how it navigates its complex relationship with China. Recent developments underscore the precarious balance Taiwan maintains between asserting its sovereignty and managing the threats posed by its powerful neighbor. The backdrop of this situation is Taiwan's strategic importance, not just in terms of its location but also its role as a critical player in the global semiconductor industry. The semiconductor sector is vital to modern economies, powering everything from smartphones to advanced military technology. According to industry analysts, Taiwan accounts for approximately 60% of the global semiconductor market, making it a linchpin in supply chains worldwide. This economic significance has elevated Taiwan's status on the geopolitical stage, drawing the interest of major powers like the United States, which views Taiwan as an ally against China's expanding influence. In recent years, the geopolitical landscape has shifted dramatically. With China's increasing military assertiveness and continual rhetoric regarding reunification, Taiwan finds itself in a state of heightened alert. The Taiwanese government has ramped up its defense spending and sought closer ties with the U.S. to bolster its military capabilities. "We must be prepared for any scenario," stated Taiwan's Defense Minister Chiu Kuo-chang, emphasizing the need for a robust defense posture in the face of growing threats. The U.S., for its part, has reiterated its commitment to Taiwan's defense, a stance that has drawn both praise and ire from various stakeholders. The Biden administration has provided military aid and has engaged in diplomatic efforts to support Taiwan's international presence. However, the delicate nature of U.S. China relations complicates this support. Beijing has vehemently opposed any form of U.S. interference in what it considers its internal affairs, warning of severe consequences should military support for Taiwan escalate. On the economic front, Taiwan's resilience has been notable amidst ongoing trade tensions and supply chain disruptions caused by factors such as the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine conflict. Despite these challenges, Taiwan's economy has shown remarkable growth, with GDP expanding by an impressive 3.8% in the first quarter of 2025. This growth can be attributed to a combination of factors, including strong exports and a rebound in domestic consumption. Analysts suggest that Taiwan's ability to maintain economic stability and even thrive amidst global uncertainties is a testament to its robust industrial base and competitive workforce. However, this success does not come without risks. The looming threat of military confrontation with China could have dire consequences for Taiwan's economy, potentially triggering a broader regional conflict that would disrupt global markets. Looking ahead, the situation in Taiwan remains fluid. As tensions rise, the international community is closely monitoring developments, particularly regarding U.S. foreign policy and its implications for Taiwan. Experts predict that the coming years will be crucial in shaping Taiwan's future, with the island needing to navigate a path that balances its economic ambitions with the geopolitical realities of a rising China. In conclusion, Taiwan's position as a key player in the global economy and its geopolitical significance cannot be understated. As it grapples with external pressures and internal challenges, the island's future hinges on its ability to maintain its sovereignty while fostering international partnerships that bolster its defense and economic viability. How Taiwan maneuvers through these turbulent waters will undoubtedly influence the broader dynamics of the Asia-Pacific region and beyond in the years to come. As anticipation builds for the 2025 Kentucky Derby, horse racing enthusiasts and casual observers alike are keen to know the specifics of this iconic event. Scheduled for May 3, 2025, the Derby will take place at Churchill Downs in Louisville, Kentucky, known for its rich history and vibrant atmosphere. The race is set to begin at 6:57 p.m. Eastern Time, with festivities leading up to the main event drawing spectators from around the world. The Kentucky Derby is not just a race, it is a cultural phenomenon. This year, the excitement is palpable as fans eagerly await the announcement of the official contenders and their odds. With thousands of dollars at stake, betting strategies will be analyzed and discussed in the days leading up to the race. Early indications suggest that some horses are already favored to win based on their recent performances in qualifying races. As of now, the odds are fluctuating, indicating a competitive field ahead. Weather is always a critical factor in outdoor events, and this year is no exception. The forecast for race day currently predicts mild conditions with temperatures in the mid-70s and a slight chance of rain. This could influence both the race conditions and the horses' performances, adding an extra layer of unpredictability to the event. Beyond the thrilling race, the Kentucky Derby is also a social gathering, with fashion and festivities playing a significant role. Attendees are known for their extravagant hats and stylish attire, contributing to the Derby's reputation as the most exciting 2 minutes in sports. The event is not just about the race, it encapsulates a lifestyle drawing attention to the broader horse racing industry and its cultural significance. As preparations ramp up, the Derby's impact extends beyond Churchill Downs, influencing local economies and drawing tourists to the area. The event generates millions in economic activity, from hospitality to retail, showcasing the Derby's status as a cornerstone of American sporting culture. Looking ahead, the Kentucky Derby continues to be a focal point for horse racing, emphasizing the sport's traditions while adapting to modern expectations. With technological advancements in race tracking and betting options, the 2025 Derby promises to be a blend of time-honored practices and contemporary innovations. As the countdown to race day continues, all eyes will be on Churchill Downs, where history will be made once again in the pursuit of the coveted garland of roses. In a world where the geopolitical landscape is ever-changing, the situation in Yemen has drawn significant attention, particularly regarding the potential for a ground offensive against the Houthi forces. As the conflict in Yemen continues to unfold, experts are weighing the prospects and challenges of a military campaign aimed at reclaiming territory held by the Iran-aligned Houthis. The implications of such an offensive extend beyond regional stability, touching on humanitarian concerns and the strategic interests of international powers. The ongoing war in Yemen, which has persisted since 2014, has resulted in one of the world's worst humanitarian crises. With millions displaced and widespread famine threatening the population, the urgency for a resolution is palpable. In recent weeks, reports have surfaced indicating that coalition forces are considering a ground offensive to weaken the Houthis and restore a semblance of order. Analysts argue that while the military might achieve short-term territorial gains, the long-term effects could exacerbate the humanitarian situation and complicate the peace process. The challenge with a ground offensive is that it may not only lead to increased civilian casualties but also alienate the very population that any future government would need to win over, says Dr. Sarah Al-Mansouri, a regional expert on Middle Eastern conflicts. The potential for harm to civilians and the risk of further entrenching the Houthis in their positions raises critical questions about the effectiveness of military solutions in a conflict marked by deep-seated tribal and ideological divisions. Moreover, the logistics of conducting a ground offensive in Yemen are daunting. The rugged terrain combined with the Houthis' established defensive networks would likely lead to heavy casualties on all sides. Reports suggest that many coalition forces are already overstretched, further complicating any military ambitions. The involvement of external powers, particularly Iran's support for the Houthis, adds another layer of complexity to the situation, as regional dynamics could shift dramatically depending on the outcome of any military engagement. Despite these challenges, proponents of a ground offensive argue that military action could serve as a catalyst for negotiations. A decisive victory could embolden coalition forces and signal to the Houthis that their position is untenable. However, this perspective often overlooks the adaptability of Houthi forces and their capacity to regroup and launch counteroffensives, potentially leading to a protracted conflict that drains resources and morale. As discussions surrounding a potential offensive gain traction, international observers are keenly aware of the need for a complementary diplomatic approach. Military action should not be seen as an end in itself. it must be part of a broader strategy that includes diplomatic engagement, notes James Carter, a senior analyst at the Middle East Institute. The path forward may require a delicate balance of military pressure and negotiations to achieve a sustainable peace that addresses the underlying issues fueling the conflict. Looking ahead, the future of Yemen remains uncertain. The possibility of a ground offensive against the Houthis could redefine the conflict, but it is essential to consider the broader implications for Yemen's population and regional stability. As the situation evolves, the international community will be watching closely, hoping for a resolution that prioritizes humanitarian needs while navigating the intricacies of a deeply fractured society. The coming months will be critical in determining not just the military outcomes but the humanitarian future of Yemen and its people. Warren Buffett, the legendary investor known for his straightforward investment philosophy and remarkable ability to identify undervalued companies, continues to captivate the financial world as he approaches a significant milestone. As the Berkshire Hathaway annual meeting draws near, investors and analysts are keenly awaiting insights from the Oracle of Omaha, whose simple tastes starkly contrast with the opulence often associated with billionaire lifestyles. This juxtaposition not only defines Buffett's personal brand but also shapes the broader narrative around value investing in an increasingly complex financial landscape. Buffett's investment journey has been marked by a commitment to long-term value rather than speculative gains. His approach resonates especially now as market volatility and economic uncertainty challenge conventional investment strategies. The stock market is designed to transfer money from the active to the patient, Buffett famously stated, encapsulating his belief in the power of patience and strategic foresight. This mantra has proven invaluable for investors seeking stability amid turbulent market conditions. In recent years, Buffett's investment decisions have increasingly reflected a cautious optimism. As the global economy grapples with inflationary pressures and geopolitical tensions, Berkshire Hathaway's diverse portfolio, which includes stakes in major companies like Apple and Coca-Cola, showcases a blend of resilience and adaptability. Analysts note that Buffett's focus on companies with strong fundamentals and consistent earnings has positioned Berkshire well for both current challenges and future opportunities. The upcoming annual meeting is expected to provide further clarity on Buffett's outlook. Investors are particularly interested in how he navigates the ongoing shifts in technology and consumer behavior. With advancements in artificial intelligence and the rise of sustainable investing, Buffett's insights could illuminate paths forward for both seasoned investors and newcomers alike. In the world of business, the rearview mirror is always clearer than the windshield. Buffett has reminded audiences, emphasizing the importance of understanding historical trends while remaining vigilant about future developments. As Buffett prepares to address shareholders, the atmosphere is charged with anticipation. His ability to distill complex financial concepts into understandable terms has endeared him to millions, making him a revered figure in both investment circles and popular culture. The legacy of his straightforward approach continues to inspire a generation of investors who admire not only his wealth but also his grounded philosophy. Looking ahead, the discussions at the annual meeting may signal pivotal shifts in investment strategies as Buffett navigates a post-pandemic economy. By emphasizing the significance of ethical investing and long-term value, he may reinforce a growing trend among investors who prioritize sustainability and social responsibility in their portfolios. As Buffett himself once said, "It's better to hang out with people better than you," a guiding principle that reflects his lifelong commitment to learning and growth. In conclusion, Warren Buffett's upcoming insights are set to resonate far beyond the walls of the annual meeting. As the financial landscape evolves, his simple yet profound investment philosophy may offer valuable lessons for navigating the complexities of modern investing. As he nears the stage, both seasoned investors and curious onlookers await the wisdom of one of the greatest investors of all time, eager to glean knowledge that could shape their financial futures in the years to come. In a week marked by significant economic discussions and trade dynamics, recent events have underscored the complexities of the global market landscape. The April jobs report released by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics revealed a robust employment growth indicating a continued resilience in the labor market despite broader economic uncertainties. This report, published on May 2, 2025, showed an increase of 300,000 jobs, surpassing analysts' expectations of 200,000, suggesting that the economy is still on a solid trajectory. The unemployment rate remains steady at 3.5%, a reflection of strong demand for labor across various sectors, particularly in hospitality and technology. As the job market continues to flourish, the implications for policy and trade are becoming increasingly apparent. This was further highlighted during Berkshire Hathaway's annual meeting, where billionaire investor Warren Buffett took to the stage to defend global trade against rising protectionist sentiments. "Trade is not a zero-sum game," Buffett asserted, emphasizing the mutual benefits of international commerce. His remarks come at a crucial time when geopolitical tensions have cast shadows over trade relations, particularly between the United States and China. The ongoing trade war has been a focal point of economic discourse, and voices from the business community are resonating with calls for a re-evaluation of tariffs and trade policies. Billionaire hedge fund manager Bill Ackman recently voiced strong concerns regarding the implications of the U.S. China trade conflict. He warned that failing to navigate these complexities could lead to dire consequences for the U.S. economy. "We need a constructive dialogue with China," Ackman urged, highlighting the critical need for collaboration rather than confrontation. On the state level, Colorado's trade dynamics have also been affected, with imports and exports to China reportedly declining in 2025. This downturn is indicative of broader trends in U.S.-China relations as businesses grapple with the realities of tariffs and supply chain disruptions. The Colorado Sun reported a significant drop in trade activity, reflecting the challenges local businesses face amid the ongoing geopolitical tensions. As these developments unfold, the overarching theme remains the same: the balance of power in global trade is shifting, and businesses, policymakers, and investors must adapt to this new reality. The strong April jobs report serves as a reminder of the resilience of the U.S. economy, but it also highlights the interconnectedness of global markets. Moving forward, the dialogue surrounding trade policies will be crucial in shaping economic stability and growth. Stakeholders from various sectors will need to engage constructively to navigate the intricacies of international trade, ensuring that the benefits of globalization are shared widely. As we look ahead, the implications of these discussions will be significant, potentially reshaping the economic landscape for years to come. In a remarkable intersection of technology and leadership, a billion-dollar Boston-based technology company has come under scrutiny due to recent developments surrounding its Indian-American CEO. As the organization continues to navigate complex market dynamics, the implications of this leadership issue could reverberate across the tech landscape. The CEO, whose identity has not been disclosed publicly, has found themselves embroiled in controversy, prompting questions about the company's governance and strategic direction. While the specifics of the situation remain somewhat opaque, industry analysts suggest that the turmoil stems from broader cultural and operational challenges within the company. Leadership must not only inspire but also be a stabilizing force during times of uncertainty, remarked Dr. Sarah Lim, a corporate governance expert. She emphasized the significance of transparency and accountability in leadership roles, particularly within fast-growing technology firms. Market reactions have been swift, with analysts noting a potential dip in investor confidence. The company's stock experienced fluctuations in the wake of the news, reflecting broader concerns about the stability of its executive leadership. According to data from financial analysts, shares dropped by approximately 5% in a single day, underscoring how quickly investor sentiment can shift in response to leadership crises. The impact of this controversy extends beyond immediate stock performance. Many employees have expressed concerns about the company's future direction and workplace culture, with some reports indicating a rise in internal dissatisfaction. "Employees thrive in environments where they feel secure in their leadership," stated John Anderson, an HR consultant specializing in tech companies. When leadership is in question, it can lead to decreased morale and productivity. As the company grapples with these issues, industry observers are closely monitoring how it manages the public relations fallout. The firm has yet to issue a comprehensive statement addressing the situation, which may leave stakeholders feeling uncertain. Analysts argue that a well-articulated response could mitigate some of the reputational damage and restore confidence among investors and employees alike. Looking ahead, the company faces a pivotal moment in its history. The choice of how to handle this leadership crisis will not only determine the immediate future of the CEO but also shape the organization's long-term trajectory. The tech industry is notorious for its rapid evolution, and companies that fail to adapt can find themselves losing ground to more agile competitors. In conclusion, this unfolding story serves as a reminder of the vital link between leadership integrity and organizational success in the tech realm. As the situation develops, all eyes will be on the Boston-based firm to see how it navigates this challenge and whether it can emerge stronger or falter under pressure. Future developments will undoubtedly influence the company's strategic decisions and its standing in the competitive landscape, making it a key narrative to follow in the coming months. In a groundbreaking study published in Nature, researchers have unveiled the significant effects of SMAD2 linker phosphorylation on non-small cell lung cancer (NSCLC). This discovery not only sheds light on the molecular mechanisms underpinning tumor behavior but also opens up potential avenues for therapeutic interventions that could enhance patient outcomes. The study highlights that the phosphorylation of SMAD2, a crucial mediator in the transforming growth factor beta TGF-beta signaling pathway, plays a pivotal role in regulating various aspects of NSCLC, including overall survival rates, cell proliferation, and the expression of genes dependent on TGF-beta1. These findings are particularly relevant as NSCLC accounts for approximately 85% of lung cancer cases, a disease notorious for its poor prognosis and limited treatment options. Dr. Emily Chen, the lead author of the study, explained, "Understanding the role of SMAD2 phosphorylation gives us critical insights into how cancer cells adapt and thrive in response to environmental changes. By targeting this pathway, we may be able to develop more effective treatments that can improve survival rates for patients with NSCLC." The research team conducted a series of experiments to elucidate the relationship between SMAD2 phosphorylation and NSCLC cell behavior. They discovered that altered phosphorylation states of SMAD2 directly influenced the expression of pluripotency-related proteins, which are often associated with cancer stem cell characteristics. This link suggests that the modulation of SMAD2 activity could potentially impact the aggressiveness of tumors and their resistance to conventional therapies. Data from the study indicated that patients with higher levels of phosphorylated SMAD2 exhibited a significantly worse overall survival rate compared to those with lower levels. Specifically, the analysis revealed that high phosphorylation was correlated with increased tumor cell proliferation and heightened expression of genes linked to TGF-beta signaling pathways. Such findings underscore the importance of SMAD2 as a biomarker for patient stratification and treatment planning. Moreover, the implications of this research extend beyond just understanding NSCLC. The insights gained from SMAD2 phosphorylation may also have relevance in other cancers where TGF-beta signaling is implicated. This opens up a broader conversation about the potential for targeted therapies that can disrupt this signaling pathway across various malignancies. As the scientific community digests these findings, the focus will undoubtedly shift to translating this knowledge into clinical practice. Future studies will be essential for exploring specific inhibitors of SMAD2 phosphorylation and assessing their effectiveness in clinical trials. Researchers are optimistic that with further investigation, the modulation of this pathway could lead to innovative therapies that not only improve survival rates for NSCLC patients but also enhance the efficacy of existing treatment modalities. In conclusion, the recent revelations regarding SMAD2 linker phosphorylation illuminate a critical aspect of cancer biology, presenting both challenges and opportunities. As research continues to evolve, the hope is that these insights will pave the way for novel therapeutic strategies that redefine the treatment landscape for non-small cell lung cancer and beyond. In an era where global accountability is paramount, the discussion surrounding the Magnitsky sanctions has gained renewed significance. Originally established to combat human rights violations and corruption, these sanctions have become a crucial tool in international diplomacy, allowing countries to hold individuals accountable for transgressions without resorting to military intervention. As we delve into the implications of the Magnitsky sanctions, it's vital to understand both their historical context and their evolving role in contemporary geopolitics. The Magnitsky Act, enacted in the United States in 2012, was named after Sergei Magnitsky, a Russian lawyer who died in prison after uncovering vast corruption involving Russian officials. This legislation allowed the U.S. government to impose sanctions on foreign officials implicated in human rights abuses. Since its inception, the act has inspired similar laws in other countries, including Canada, the UK, and the EU, creating a global framework for accountability. Recent developments highlight the potential of these sanctions to influence political landscapes. For instance, countries like Canada and Australia have implemented their own versions of the Magnitsky sanctions, reflecting a growing consensus among Western democracies regarding the need to confront authoritarian regimes. As reported, the Canadian government recently revised its own sanctions list targeting individuals involved in serious human rights violations. This move aligns with a broader strategy to exert diplomatic pressure on nations such as Russia and China, where reports of human rights abuses are rampant. The Magnitsky sanctions provide a critical avenue for countries to respond to abuses without military conflict, stated prominent human rights advocate Maria Elk-Smith. They serve as a powerful reminder that the international community will not tolerate impunity. This sentiment resonates amid rising authoritarianism globally, where state-sponsored violence and repression are increasingly common. The impact of these sanctions extends beyond immediate diplomatic relations. Economically, individuals and entities subject to Magnitsky sanctions face significant repercussions, including asset freezes and travel bans. Moreover, companies that engage with sanctioned individuals risk reputational damage and financial loss. This creates a ripple effect, pressuring governments and corporations to reconsider their dealings with regimes whose actions contradict internationally recognized human rights standards. Critics, however, argue that while the Magnitsky sanctions are a step in the right direction, their efficacy is often limited by enforcement challenges and inconsistencies in application. Some nations have been accused of selective application of these sanctions, leading to questions about their legitimacy and impact. Additionally, the effectiveness of such measures relies heavily on the cooperation of other countries, which can be a contentious issue in an increasingly fragmented global landscape. Looking ahead, the future of the Magnitsky sanctions seems poised for further evolution. With a growing number of countries adopting similar frameworks, there is potential for a more unified international approach to human rights accountability. However, the challenge remains in ensuring that these measures are applied consistently and transparently to maintain their credibility and effectiveness. As global citizens increasingly demand accountability from their leaders, the Magnitsky sanctions stand as a crucial mechanism for promoting justice and human rights. The ongoing discourse surrounding these sanctions will likely shape the contours of international relations in the coming years, underscoring the importance of collective action in the face of human rights violations. The question remains whether the international community can effectively leverage these tools to foster a more just and equitable world. In a landscape where technological advancements and political decisions intersect, recent developments have sparked both innovation and concern across various sectors. This week, a series of remarkable breakthroughs in critical funding decisions have raised eyebrows among scientists and industry experts alike, each with the potential to shape the future in profound ways. One of the most striking announcements comes from Texas, where driverless freight trucks have begun operating on public roads. This initiative marks a significant step toward the widespread adoption of autonomous vehicles in logistics, a sector that has faced mounting pressure to improve efficiency and reduce costs. According to industry analysts, the deployment of these trucks could revolutionize supply chains, leading to faster deliveries and reduced labor costs. The introduction of autonomous freight trucks represents a pivotal shift in how goods are transported, said a spokesperson for the technology firm behind the project. "We are not just changing how we drive, we are redefining the entire logistics landscape." While the autonomous vehicle sector celebrates this achievement, a contrasting narrative unfolds in the realm of scientific research. Recent reports indicate that funding for critical scientific projects is facing unprecedented cuts under the current administration. Scientists have characterized this funding freeze as a slow-moving apocalypse, expressing deep concern over the long-term implications for research and innovation. The cuts threaten numerous projects that address pressing global issues such as climate change, public health, and technological advancement. Dr. Emily Chen, a prominent researcher in environmental science, stated the impact of these budget cuts will be felt for years, if not decades. "We are stalling progress at a time when we need it the most." In a parallel development, researchers have made headlines with the announcement of a groundbreaking technology, a black hole bomb. This experimental concept explores the potential of harnessing energy from black holes, a feat that could redefine our understanding of physics and energy production. The team behind the project is optimistic, noting that even initial findings could lead to innovative applications in energy generation. "If we can unlock the energy potential of black holes, it could change everything from our power grids to space technology," said lead researcher Dr. Ian Patel. Meanwhile, the tech world is buzzing with the arrival of the first computer that integrates human brain functions with silicon technology. This revolutionary device aims to enhance computational capabilities by leveraging the unique processing power of biological systems. Experts believe that this fusion of biology and technology could lead to breakthroughs in artificial intelligence and machine learning, pushing the boundaries of what machines can achieve. "This is not just a technological advancement, it is a new frontier in computing," remarked Dr. Sarah Liu, a leading neuroscientist involved in the project. As these stories unfold, they highlight the complex interplay between innovation and policy, raising critical questions about funding priorities and the future of research. With autonomous trucks rolling out in Texas, potential energy breakthroughs on the horizon, and the urgent need for scientific funding, the coming months will be pivotal. Stakeholders across industries will need to advocate for sustained investment in science and technology to ensure that innovation continues to thrive in an increasingly uncertain landscape. The choices made today will undoubtedly shape the trajectory of progress for generations to come.